How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over the endgame version of the Gemma 1 Flamejet build here. I do apologize for my voice. I have lost my voice a bit from being out of town, but nevertheless, we'll continue on. Pretty much what has changed from the other build here is for the actual mapping setup, we are running a setup here where we are running Imperial Might and Eternity in order to maximize our defenses. Imperial Might's really important for that. You can get this for around 700 FE now. And then same with Eternity, you can get this for about 150, 160 FE. Pretty much the gear from the mid-game version of the build, all is exactly the same. I haven't really changed any of this. Here, just same affliction effect, reaping cooldown recovery speed, and the Terra charge recovery speed. This is actually required if you are going to use Imperial Might. You can hit the same damage effectiveness here. Your DPS is just going to be a lot lower, or you're going to hit the same damage rather, but your defenses are going to be lower if you are not running Imperial Might. But you can get this with Kingly Armor and like with a Corrupted Marrow Helmet. You can get this much cheaper. Like you can get 500 billion for significantly less money. But your defenses are going to be really much lower because of it. This character already has like defense issues or kind of damage consistency issues already, to the point that you are gonna have a hard time, I guess, on 8-4 with this. The character is more than great for like T8-2, but you are going to have some damage issues on 8-4 to the point where pretty much what I'd recommend with this character is you get your character, and once it's built and you have the gear here, in order to actually get it to farm 8-2 for you, farm off, get the hero tokens required in order to get Gemma 2, and then make your Gemma 2 character, and you'll be able to transfer all of this gear over. Like I just moved every single piece of gear over from my Gemma 2, including the slates here, right from Gemma 2 onto this character, and you're doing the same damage. Your defenses are worse. That's pretty much the only difference, right? You're doing the same damage, your defenses are worse. I can farm T8-4 deep space very comfortably on Gemma 2, but on this character, she was having issues with dying because you don't permanently freeze everything on the screen as much as you do on Gemma 2. The biggest difference in the tree here on this character is, in order to freeze, it is a requirement that we use this Frozen Flame here, 2 extremes. This gives you Frostbite rating on hit with your Flame Jet. So what happens is, if you can see here, only when I'm at full when I'm at full fusion am I basically instantly freezing the boss. But when I'm not, as soon as the fusion falls off, I'm going up very slowly. So there's like a ramp up time you'll notice here. So I have no fusion now, right? It's hitting a little bit, and it's barely ticking up. But as soon as the fusion actually hits full is when it really pops off, which is why it feels a lot worse in maps than doing it on Gemma 2 as well. There is an alternative version of this build you can run without Arcanist that is maybe going to be a little bit more consistent, but I'm pretty sure your damage is going to be significantly lower. But let's go ahead and test that, and we'll showcase this here. Let's go ahead and reselect this, and let's go ahead and select the Elementalist here instead. And so we just got to push our elemental damage here, and then we're going to be pushing like ES or whatever, sealed mana and stuff like that. And let's push the sealed mana up. This damage here, this should be movement, speed, and damage. And then we don't need the blessings. We can get some res defense, I suppose. Oh, let me see, what is this? Don't show again. What is this? Max ES? Yeah. We can get those, that's okay. Here, I'll just put the points into the saves, it's okay. There we go. And then we want our +1 to fire here. And I think we just end up taking ES pretty much from here. I don't think the damage pen is really worth anything. More ES. And I don't think the pen really does anything for us, so I'm not even going to take it. I'll take some CDR, it's fine. So instead here though, you do end up using Peculiar Vibe here with Translucent. And if you are going to do this though, you do need to swap this back over to Extreme Fusion instead of seeping in here. And let's test this on this. When I was testing this before, it was like dealing quite a bit less damage, but I'm not sure how much less here. It looks like it's about like 140 billion, something like that. Not recommended. But if you do want to run this, it is a little bit more consistent with mapping because it's not as reliant on the enemy being frozen in order to like hit its average damage. Versus the other version, when you don't have max fusion fire stacks, it feels worse like when you first start attacking things, I guess, or when you're mapping. You can use Ice Imbue on this if you want to. I wasn't using it in the tests, but it could give you a better mapping experience, so you might want to end up doing that. But again, to go over the gear, every single piece here, we're just running a mask here, a helmet. You want a Long Night Sorcerer's Mask with +1 spell skills, max terror charge stacks, aura effect, and affliction effect. You want an Imperial Might. You want Eternity. You want a gloves here with +2 to spells and reap. And then you want some resistances on it. For your belt, it's important you have the affliction effect. If you can get a reap as well, that's really nice. But if not, just get resistances. That's fine too. We're running Kingsboon boots. Our rings are going to be some of the more expensive pieces on the gear. You need T0 affliction effect. You need T0 terror charge recovery. The reaping cooldown recovery can stay T1. But just getting these rings alone are going to cost you like a few hundred FE. Same thing with the protection ring. You want affliction effect, T0 of this, and then T1 of this. For the staff, you can buy this base, any of the staff. It doesn't matter the base. You just want to buy a staff with this T0 to spell skill levels and T0 of this frozen here. If you look, these are actually really, really cheap right now. Right here. So if we look T0 of this, T0 of this, without this, you're going to find these for like 50 to 100 FE right now. You can use that and then just craft and finish the rest of the mods. It's going to be really, really cheap. And then again, for your Relic here, you do want this +4 max fusion, and then you can get additional 1% cold or fire damage. It doesn't matter. And then for your memories, your best off is most likely going to be this fusion energy effect at max fusion energy, along with movement speed or defense, whatever. Movement speed is going to be the most, but they're going to be kind of expensive. You do need one of this 2 extremes one here. And then for your slates, we are looking at still, again, a versatile pedigree. We want 3 different slates here with +1 to persistent or +1 to spells. You want one that gives you this blur here, one for blur effect here, and then one that gives you this restores missing ES when you suffer a severe injury. And then you have a +1 persistent here with either, like, again, you want an affliction mod on it or a reap mod. So you can roll slate, surf, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Reap or affliction effect. I think affliction effect probably comes out ahead. But yeah, I didn't bother rolling another one. So we're leaving on that. And then again, for the tree, you are running the same Goddess Knowledge tree that basically you are on Gemma 2. And then if you are going to run the Elementalist one, you end up running this way. But for the other one, you just have to look back earlier in the video because I can't find it right now. And I don't know where my things are, so I guess I can go buy some real fast. But Yeah, and then for the last tree, it's just psychic here. We're just getting all the skill effect, skill duration, damage over time, sealed mana, and then affliction effect and reap sources over here. If you want more defenses, you can get ES instead of this like extra damage here, but that's entirely up to you. For the skills themselves, pretty standard setup here. Savage Charge with Reaping Agony, Hardened, and Guard. Starstalker, Mana Boil, Forced Start, Blurry Steps, and then we have this setup here. Precise Elemental Amplification. We have this right here, Swiftness, Precise Deep Pain, and Elemental Destruction. If you do manage to get enough sealed mana, you can run Erosion Enhancement here instead, which is going to be better. And then for your Precise Trigger on Critical Strike, this is what you're going to want to be running here. And then for your Soul Candles, you do want +1 Max Terra quantity. If you're really rich, you want them with this the Soul Eater mod as well. And then it helps to get Ellie Res here if you can, but if you can't afford it, you can get your Ellie Res elsewhere. And for your pets, for damage, you just want all 3 of the pets that give this damage affliction here. So this Greedy Chestnut, Lotus Leaf, Greedy Chestnut Radiance, and this Awoo Amber. So, yeah, if you have any questions about the build, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And other than that, see you in the next one.